Many people jump into relocation process without understanding whether they truly qualify or not. And today I'm going to break down 3 different types of people who may not meet the requirement for relocation abroad. But before you give up hope, know this please. There's always a way out for everybody. But this set of people are likely to get a visa approval. So let's go. Number 1. Those who are over 50 years of age. Now, age plays a very, very significant role when applying for relocation visas. If you're over 50 years of age, visa officials may view you as someone who has already spent more than half of their productive working years in their home country. This doesn't mean you can't relocate, but it does mean you will need to be much more strategic than people who are less than 50 years of age. Now, let me share a quick story with you. I once worked with a client, Mr. Ade, who was 52 years of age. He was heartbroken after multiple visa rejection, but he didn't, realize that his age was a limiting factor. That's why for every client, we have to assess you first and check if you're qualified for the kind of visa you're applying for, or advise you on the best kind of visa. But instead of giving up hope, I told Mr. Ade that we can guide him, and then of course we guided him to apply for a specific visa type that actually showcases his skills as an engineer, and then of course that skill is in demand in the country we apply to, and today he lives comfortably abroad. He is actually in Canada, all because he found the right kind of visa. So finding the right type of visa that works for you is very, very important if you're over the age of 50. So if you're over 50, it's not the end of the road for you. You just need the right visa that fits your situation. Maybe it's work visa, maybe it's study visa that actually align to your years of experience or a special skills that you have. Alright, so you can also consider visiting visa if permanent relocation is too challenging for you, because with visiting visa there are actually a lot of benefit to it. I'm sure one of these days I'm going to make a video regarding that. So number 2 set of people are people with multiple visa rejections or refusals. Now here's something most people do not realize. The big 5 countries, which is US, UK, Canada, New Zealand, and Australia, they do share data. So if you've made or if you have made multiple visa to this country and you've had several multiple visa refusals or rejection from this country, it could jeopardize your future applications. Repeated rejection, especially with inconsistent or false documentation, this can trigger suspicion across all of these nations. Alright, so please take note of this. Is very, very important. I remember a client too who tried to apply to these countries multiple times with different documents. The document they used for US is different from that of Australia. The one of Australia is different from that of Canada. You are a different person at different times. Of course, you could have multiple skills and all of that, but there's a way to be able to synergize and synchronize all of these things so that it doesn't affect you. So only to find himself banned for 10 years, and that's the challenge. You can be banned for 5 years, for 10 years, and you won't be able to leave your home country. That's not very good, okay? So it was very devastating for him, but once we understood his history, we helped him to chart a new course. That was why I said at the beginning of this video, no hope is actually lost for anyone. So after a few years of good conduct, he was able to appeal his ban and eventually got an approval. Of course, it's very possible, even if it's, for fewer people who would definitely got approval if they behaved rightly. So if you face refusals in the past, please don't hide this information from your travel or visa consultant. This is very, very, very important. It's better to work with the facts and find a path forward even if it means reapplying after showing good behavior, other than submitting different and false documentation at different times. Okay, number 3, those without adequate financial resources. Now, one of the most common reasons for visa refusal is lack of financial resources. Now, your financial integrity is very, very important in your visa application. Now, immigration officials, they need to trust that you actually have the means to support yourself and your family abroad. So you will need to provide proof of funds for your visa applications, for your tuition, if you're going for study, for accommodation, for travel expenses, and much more. All right, so this is very, very, very important. Okay, and there are different kind of proof of fund. I believe one of these days, I'm going to talk about that as well. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, I have the skills, I have the experience, but I don't have the money, I don't have the resources. So does it mean I can't relocate? I've gotten this question severally. So the truth is, relocation is expensive. That is just the truth. You can't take that away, especially now that the what is it called now? The exchange rate has gone over the roof. But there are still opportunities for everyone. You might not be able to relocate immediately, but with the right planning, the right sponsorship, the right scholarship, the right opportunity, okay, you can find a way, of course, for you to relocate. This is something we'll definitely dive deeper into in our next video, because that's the simple reason why I started creating this video, so that I can actually help a lot of people who do not have the resources to travel abroad. So stay tuned for that. Now, finding the right path for you. In all of this situation, there's always a way out, like I said before, whether you're facing age limitation or past visa rejection or refusal or financial constraints, whichever one of these 3 that I've mentioned. Now, the key is for you to be honest about your situation and find the right path. Many are actually lazy. They want everything to be done for them. You need to start, taking steps towards your goal. You may not be able to travel immediately. You've been in Nigeria all your life. Don't look for the visa that will start now and I will travel in 3 months. You've been in Nigeria all your life, okay? You've been in your home country all your life. You can actually plan for the next 1 year, for the next 2 years. You can make that happen with plans and adequate, information, okay? So acknowledging your mistakes and, being upfront about past refusal or financial limitation, it will only make it easier for your consultant to be able to guide you, or even for yourself to be able to plan your relocation by yourself. Okay, so even if you've been banned for 10 years, you can appeal once you've shown good conduct and responsibility. There's always hope, like I said, for everyone, but you have to be smart and strategic about your approach. In conclusion, all right, at AMSWOP International, we can of course help you to navigate your unique situation and find the most appropriate visa route for you. I would help countless people just like you to turn their obstacles into opportunities. So before you give up, take a deep breath, assess your situation, and let's work together to make your relocation dream a reality. In our next video, I'll be talking much more on how you can still relocate abroad even if you don't have financial resources right now. But for now, remember, no matter what your situation looks like, there's always a way out. If you found this helpful, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share with anyone who you think might be facing similar challenges or interested in this kind of video. And as always,